Hi, this is Mrs. Aguilar, and I'm going to be reading The Clique by Lissy Harrison. So go ahead and turn with me to page 1, called The Block Estate, The Kitchen, 10:49 p.m., August 31st. Macy wiped that confused look off of your face, Macy's mom, Kendra said. It's really very simple. You're not going. Macy Block flicked the tiny bell that dangled from her gold charm bracelet over and over again. The hollow pings were the only sound she could make, unless, of course, she wanted to be accused of interrupting by her annoyingly polite mother, which she didn't. She just wanted to win the argument they were having. But I have plans, and it would be rude if I broke them, Macy said. Right? I mean, haven't you always told me to honor my engagements? She made air quotes just to remind her mother that the rule was hers in the first place. Macy looked to her father William for backup, but he just sipped his tea and continued reading the latest copy of Westchester magazine. I told you about this 6 weeks ago, Kendra said. She spoke very slowly and enunciated every word in much the same way she talked to Inez, their live-in housekeeper. Your father has been good friends with Mr. Lyons since college. They are moving to Westchester all the way from Florida so that Mr. Lyons can work for him. And while they are looking for a home of their own, they will be living in our guest house. And as our daughter, it is important that you're here to greet them when they arrive. Why? Macy narrowed her eyes. They're Dad's freeloader friends, not mine. Kendra shot her husband a desperate look across the table. William stayed focused on the magazine. Well, they'll be your friends soon enough, Kendra said. Claire is starting the 7th grade on Tuesday, too, so you should have plenty to talk about. What? Like math? Macy snapped. You can always invite her to join in on your plans, Kendra suggested. Then you won't miss out on anything. Impossible, Macy shook her head. We've had these appointments for weeks. We can't just call up the spa and add another person at the last minute. Macy looked away. Not that we'd want to, she said under her breath. Then it's settled, Kendra said. Inez will have brunch on the dining room table tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. Don't be late. Macy turned and stomped out of the kitchen. Her black pug Bean scurried across the floor trying to keep up without getting too close to Macy's deadly 3-inch mules. When they get to the staircase, Macy leaned down and scooped up the puppy with one hand. Normally, she shook her heels off before climbing the steps because of the delicate, high-gloss finish on the wood, but considering the circumstances, she chose to leave them on. Every floor-scuffing step would pay her mother back for destroying the Labor Day plans she had with her 3 best friends. When she got to the second floor, Macy kicked off her shoes and padded across the plush carpet straight into her bedroom and slammed the car door behind her. Don't slam, came Kendra's voice over the intercom. Macy looked at the white speaker by the bed and rolled her eyes. Everything in her room was white. The leather chase by the bay window, the sheepskin rug, the painted brick walls, the dozen fresh tulips in her flat-screen map. Her friends called it the iPad. She designed it that way after she stayed in the presidential suite at the Mondorian in Los Angeles. The only color in the enormous hotel room had come from the decorative green apple in the middle of the white marble coffee table. She loved how crisp and orderly everything looked. But just the other day she'd read in a British gossip magazine that purple was the official color of royalty, which explained the brand new mauve Calvin sheets on her bed. She'd been hoping to buy more in the Queen's color during her Labor Day shopping spree, but that was no longer an option. Macy lifted her dog in the air so their eyes could meet. Bean, tell me this isn't happening. Bean blinked. Missing out on tomorrow could stop my social growth for the rest of the year, Macy said. Bean licked Macy's thin wrist. She loved the taste of Chanel number 19. Everyone will have a fresh batch of inside jokes I won't even get. I'll have the smile like a good sport while everyone laughs and says, oh, you just had to be there. Macy shook her head vigorously as if her mind was an etch-a-sketch that could erase the thoughts she didn't like. And you know Dylan will buy the YSL lip markers I put a yes sticker on in Lucky, she said. And you want to know why this is happening, Macy continued. She didn't wait for Bean's reaction. So I can meet some girl from Orlando who's going to be living here for a year. I mean, what's the urgency? She's not going anywhere. Maisie paused and searched her brain for a reasonable explanation. Unless, of course, she has a life-threatening illness. Bean yelped. And if she does, Maisie let out a heavy sigh. Why should I get attached? Macy ripped up her itinerary she made for her friends that detailed everything she had planned for their day of beauty. She stood above her trash can and let the scraps of paper fall through her fingers like snowflakes. She could see that words like spray tan, eyebrow wax, aromatherapy had been torn away, and Bergdorf's were still intact. Macy collapsed on her bed and stretched her arm toward her night table. She called her cell and hit number 1 on her speed dial. The girl on the other end picked up after the first ring. Hey, Alicia said. Hold on, I'll get Dylan, Macy said. Okay. Macy punched in 2 and pressed send. Dill? Yeah? Hold on, I'll get Kristen. Macy pressed 3. Hey, Mace, Kristen said. Hey, Alicia and Dylan are here too, Macy said. What's up? Kristen said. She sounded nervous, like she was about to get blamed for something she didn't do. I can't go with you guys tomorrow, Macy blurted. Yeah, right, Dylan snorted. No, I'm serious. You're not going to believe this, but I have to. Macy paused and reconsidered her next words. I have the flu, which came out sounding like I have the flu. God, you sound awful, Kristen said. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go, Dylan offered. We can come over and take care of you instead. What? Not go? Alicia snapped. I mean, Macy, what exactly is wrong with you? Maybe we can help. Fever, headache, stuffed up nose, you know, the usual. Macy added a sniff and an for effect. Dylan's right, we'll bail, Kristen said. And it won't be the same without you. Who's going to squeeze my hand when I get my eyebrows waxed? And who's going to tell me if I look fat when I try to stuff on? Dylan asked. The mirror, Alicia said. Kristen let out her famous raspy, phlegm-filled cackle. Macy, please don't leave me alone with them, Dylan joked. Macy smiled with relief. They wanted her with them. They needed her with them, and that, as always, was all that mattered. But she also knew how quickly they could change their minds. You all go, but I want to hear every detail of what happened, Macy momentarily forgot her sick voice. Every single one.